You've traded one prison for another. You aren't sure which is worse. Trapped in a small glass case floating in stasis, or lying prone in an open space, freedom at your fingertips, yet impossible to grasp. You won't starve to death. You would have long ago if that were possible. The bastards didn't even give you the option to asphyxiate. Hail, you cool creatures. I'm Cryptid. Welcome to the CryptidPlays YouTube channel. And today we are playing Endless Genesis, which was created by Bug-Bite Gaming for the RPG Maker Horror Game Jam number 14, with the theme Endless Ocean. And what this one is about is that we play as Muse, a jellyfish, as they wander the deep, drifting through surreal dreams and memories. Will you manage to escape the clutches of memory? Or will you let them drag you down into the abyss? There are two endings. I have, of course, played Bug-Bite's games before, including Life Cycles, the game with Harmonia and Augie, the Ladybug and Aphid, and Vulgaris, and Bug-Bite's Chapter 1, the game about the mosquito. Anyhow, I won't ramble. Without further ado, let's get into it. Content warning. Game contains descriptions of self-harm/attempted suicide, implications of medical abuse, and depictions of a character losing their grasp on reality to varying degrees. If you are sensitive to any of these themes, please play at your own discretion. Thank you. So, viewer discretion is advised. Oh my god, so cute! Holy moly. I love Bug-Bite sprites. They do such a good job. Look at how it moves. It's so cute. Well, they are so cute. Other. Stairs. Huh. This is a lot of broken glass. Oh dear. Ah, much better. Out in the open instead. Sorry if I glitched out there for a second. Flip him again! Flip him again! No. No more. No more. My head won't stop spinning. Did you say something, Shark Pup? You finally gonna fight back? Oh. Stop it. Well, you gonna do something about it? I know you sharks don't have any bones, but I didn't think you'd be this spineless. What are all those pointy teeth for, anyway? You haven't even tried to bite us. Pathetic. You're better off as shark fin soup at this rate. Maybe we should just gut him now. 4 against 1 seems pretty unfair, don't you think? Muse is very pretty. Oh my gosh. The hell? A jellyfish? What do you want? We're just trying to have a little fun here, alright? Nothing wrong with playing with our food a little. So, how about you just keep floating along? Unless you want to be an appetizer. Oh, whoops. Damn it. I didn't see what they said. That's my bad. Smartass, huh? Would you look at that, Sharky? This jellyfish has more of a spine than you. Well, whatever. Jellyfish don't have many calories, so you'll make a nice starter. Get his ass. Boss! He's dead. How did you... What did you... Are they a man of war? Perhaps? Are you joining him? Retreat! Retreat! You saved me. Don't mention it. Wait, come back. Wait up, jellyfish? You should get lost while you still can. Those dolphins might come back. After that? No way! You scared him real good. And what about you? Are you scared? I just killed someone half your size with only a touch. What's stopping me from doing the same to you? Oh, I mean, if you wanted to, wouldn't you have done it already? Get lost, kid. I was just trying to be nice, not signing up to be a babysitter. I'm not something you should be getting tangled up with. But you were so cool back there. I'm so big, but I was really scared, and you weren't scared at all. I want to be brave like that. You want to be a killer? I mean, arguably. The kid's a shark, so eventually that's gonna happen. See, yeah, I'm a shark. I already kill people to eat. Oh, whatever. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And just like that, Lamna became part of your life. Time has always been difficult for you to keep track of. Days melt into night, become weeks and months. And then, before you've even realized it, it's been years. Actually, that's kind of a mood. With Lamna, it becomes a little easier. Having someone who acknowledges the change of night and day, who needs to eat, who sometimes even sleeps, who gradually grows over time. It makes the passage of time a little more obvious. But even so, it feels like it's only a blink of an eye before the shark pup you picked up is full grown. Ah, it's morning already. Good morning, Muse. You sleep a lot for a shark. I thought you great whites couldn't stop moving, or you'd die. Really? I've never heard that. Oh, cutie. Actually, sharks are one of my favorite animals, so I am gonna, of course, adore Lamna. I guess my head does get kind of fuzzy when I stay still for too long, but I can still breathe. So, what's on the docket for today? Do you really have to ask that every morning? It's not like it ever changes. You can do whatever you want. I'll just keep floating along either way. As crabby as ever, you really aren't a morning person, or a night person, or an anytime person. Well, I guess we'll just keep swimming then, and see what the day brings. Suit yourself. I wonder where we're supposed to go to. Ooh, a ship. Whoa, there's a lot of ships over here. I've never seen this many in one place. It looks like a ship graveyard. And it probably is. Ooh, more ship. Buried treasure, even? Wooden planks fallen from the hull of a shipwreck. They're coated in algae. Wooden planks worn by waves and time. What is this, like a whale skeleton? Oh, large merfolk, I see. Skeletal remains of a large merfolk. Its bones have been picked clean. Damn. Skeletal remains of a land dweller, picked clean of any meat. What's a graveyard? Land dwellers used to bury their dead in the ground. They would have large plots of land just for burials. Huh, seems like kind of a waste just to bury them. It was mostly out of sentimentality, but also practicality. Believe it or not, cannibalism used to be a taboo. Really, that's just so weird. Just seems wasteful. Well, I assume sea creatures don't get folded prions? If they possibly end up with contaminated meat like that, but I don't know. A big reason why it is taboo is the diseases, so... Isn't it kinda weird that all these ships sunk around the same place, though? How does that happen? Could be a number of reasons. This could have been a route ships passed through frequently. So merfolk took advantage for hunting. There's also a reef nearby. The waters are shallow. Maybe at night, ships hit the reef, took on damage, and sank. You sure know a lot about land dweller stuff, Muse. If this place is dangerous for boats, that probably means it's pretty safe for us, right? I'd imagine land dwellers probably realized this route wasn't safe and stopped using it. We probably won't have to worry about anyone fishing near here. Okay, so land dwellers do still exist. Hello, dolphin. Oh, green fish. Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't notice me with all the seaweed. You know, one of these might make a good shelter later on, if we're still in the area tonight. Will they be big enough for you? There's some pretty big ones, and if not, I can just curl up. I don't mind if it's a snug fit. Man, some of these boats are huge. Imagine how big the mer that took them down must have been. I'm sure you could take a boat down if you tried. Really? That'd be pretty cool. But we're only allowed to do that in certain areas, and it's kind of hard to keep track. I don't want to sink a boat full of people just trying to get somewhere, you know? Yeah, that's fair. I wonder where these boats were headed. Have you ever gone on land, Muse? I know you have cartilage instead of bones, but is your brain made of it too? Hey, it's a genuine question. You've got legs, so you could probably walk on land if you wanted to, right? They're not strong enough to support my body on land. If I left the water, I'd just wind up collapsing. That makes sense. Sorry, I guess it was a stupid question. If it makes you feel any better, if I tried to go up on land, my body would probably collapse too. At least my lower half would. Then we're both better off underwater. Yes, I would say so. Okay. You seem really into these boats. Do I? You've been floating around here for a while now, looking at them all. Did you want to turn in and rest early? No, I guess I just got distracted. I want to go past the drop-off before resting. Sounds good. Sure, but because I'm in charge, gonna look around a little more. Eep, a shark! Okay. Yeah, I think we're good. We can keep going. Why not? This game is so cute. What's this? Oh. I see. It's a stuffed toy shaped like a shark. Its mouth is turned upward in an unrealistic grin, and its eyes are large and full of glitter in an attempt to make it seem less intimidating. Instead, it just looks goofy. Still, it is well worn from years of love. It's very cute. You lean against the glass table, soaking in the temporary coolness of the smooth surface. A faint breeze lulls in through the busted screen door, but it feels heavy and humid, and does little to break the summer heat. Summer has been getting more and more brutal with each year. You vaguely remember as a child how much you hated winter, how you would yearn for spring and then summer. It's been a long time since you've experienced a spring, or a fall for that matter. These days, it feels like summer and winter stretch forever, and you switch between the two extremes without much fanfare. There's not even a local pool you can go to cool off. Not that it would matter anyway. You don't know how to swim. Well, you do now. Were you human once? I have to wonder. I don't know what is real. I'm going to assume if Muse has thoughts and memories like this, they were once human? Hard to say, though. The leather is cold, even through your pant legs. The slacks you borrowed from your father fit poorly, and feel stiff and awkward. They were the best you could do on such short notice. The room is sterile and white, pristine in a way that makes you uneasy. The AC is cranked up to the max, and everything smells like hand sanitizer. Modern art and ornate statues adorn the walls and tables. Reminders that the decoration budget for the waiting room alone is more than your dad makes at his 3 jobs in a month. You dig your nails into your palms and try to breathe. This place is nice. It's the highest paying clinical trial you've ever come across. You can't afford to let this opportunity pass you by. You need to make a good impression. You need this to work. Oh no, poor Muse. I can only assume that the clinical trial is what got them turned into a jellyfish. A small desk. The surface is littered with various pages, help wanted sections circled in the newspaper, different copies of a resume, unfinished homework assignments, hospital bills crumpled in the corner from gripping the page too hard. I feel so bad for them. You slip into the hot water and feel yourself melt with comfort. Your body feels stiff. Your mother says you carry your stress in the shoulders, and that's why your back hurts so much. You don't know where else to carry it. Oh, the bat, damn. Swing door, only thing protecting you. Here you can lock the door and have the whole room to yourself. You can take as long as you need. For a little while, the stress disappears. Damn, I didn't read all that. I accidentally had my hand still on the enter key, which is a shame. I was hoping to read all that because it, once you hit it, it doesn't really let you read again. Is this, can we go through here? No. Ah, but I can go up here. There we go. That makes sense. You hate hospitals. You always have. Your mother has been in and out of the hospital for as long as you've been alive. They keep saying they've figured out what's wrong with her. They know how to fix it this time. She'll be better in no time. Your father is slowly killing himself, working 7 days a week, bouncing between 3 separate jobs, making sure your mother's bills can be paid, at least in part. When you told him you didn't need to go to school, that you could just work like him, he insisted that you still go, that you not throw away this opportunity. If you went, you could get a higher paying job. You could build a better life for yourself, for them. He would never say that part, but that was all you really cared about. Anything to take the weight off of his shoulders, anything for your mother. As you sit in your own hospital bed, the nurse explains the procedure, like she does every time. And like every time, you nod along and pretend you understand what it means. You let her slide the needle into your vein and wait for the anesthesia to knock you out again. You'll let them do whatever they need to, if it means you can take care of the people who have given up so much to take care of you. Muse. Sorry. It's okay. Where do you go when you space out like that? You always look kind of sad. I usually just think I'm somewhere else. That's all. Right. Just making sure I don't miss anything. There's another one. I'm sure I'll come across something at some point that'll indicate where I'm supposed to be. There we go. Have you ever heard of the Immortal Jellyfish? Why, of course I have. I know what jellyfish are. Okay, the yellow ones are what we talk to. When it reaches a certain age, it will revert back to an earlier stage in its life cycle. Assuming it's not killed or eaten, it could theoretically live forever, functionally immortal. Imagine if we could somehow give that ability to humans, if we could literally reverse the process of aging, if we never had to worry about our bodies failing us, about old age, the possibilities of the human race would be endless. Muse? You were doing it again. Sorry. It's okay. I just don't want to lose track of you, that's all. Poor kid. One more. The trial has been going well, far better than we had anticipated, for so early in our tests. We were hoping we might be able to convince you to stay on for another month or so, to continue monitoring the effects. I guess I have to, right? You would be compensated for your time, of course. In fact, considering how important this data is, we would be willing to increase the pay from the initial trial. Oh, that's hard to pass up, isn't it? You're uncertain. Of course, I completely understand your reservations. I know this process has been a lot for you, and you've already been here for 3 months. It's just... You're on the edge of a breakthrough, right? In this state, well, how can I put this? Oh, we've already changed, I see. We can't exactly let you leave like this, can we? Muse? Are you okay? You stopped moving for a bit there, and when I came back, you looked scared. I'm fine. I just forgot where I was. That's all. Let's call it a day. We should head back to that ship graveyard we saw. It looked like it would make for a good shelter for the night. All right. You're floating. You don't know how long it's been since they took you down here. It's difficult to tell time in a place the sun can't reach. You know it's been a long time, though. You can't remember when the lights finally died. You almost prefer it this way, though. The darkness obscures how close you are to freedom, so that it can't dangle tauntingly in front of you every time you open your eyes. Now you'll float in the void, darkness as far as the eye can see. Sometimes you can't even be sure if your eyes are open or not. Sometimes you even forget that you're trapped. It's never hard to remind yourself, though, as you lift a feeble arm, drifting sluggishly through stale water. Your fingers brush against the thick glass, and the long tendrils encircling your body slowly light up, a faint bioluminescence filling the tube. The light doesn't travel far, but it's enough to see your reflection staring back at you. Lamna isn't here. A dilapidated barrel, whatever food it once stored, has long since been scavenged. A tattered banner depicting a golden bird. At least what a bird used to look like. You're surprised it held up so well underwater. Or yes, let's leave the boat. He might just be swimming around outside. He gets restless easily. I'll just take a quick look. Seems like he's not here. I mean, maybe he's nearby. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. So quiet. So spooky. I think that's something that would make it hard for me to do anything underwater, like going into a submarine. Although I assume submarines have like beeping and stuff, but I don't like super quiet places. I don't like super dark places. Space would probably also be hard for me. Golly, where's the next part of the map? There's no way the map is that big, right? Okay, thank goodness. Maybe just keep going down then. There we go. Oh dear. It's a slight maze here. Oh hey, that's us. Your memories before the tube are hazy. a fog that drifts aimlessly around you, thick enough to glimpse but too ethereal to grasp. All you know is that there was a before, a you that existed beyond the thick glass walls. But now there is only this. It's been a long time here in the dark. You don't remember exactly when the others disappeared, when the lights cut out, leaving you in the blackness. How many days have passed you by in this abyss? You think at one point you had beat against this prison, hammered your fists tirelessly against the glass, screamed until your throat was hoarse. That feels so long ago now, though. Nothing came of it, and eventually you must have tired, because all you've done since is float here, lifeless. It would probably be easier if you were truly lifeless, if you didn't have a brain, a consciousness. Indecipherable days and nights would be meaningless if you didn't have a mind to process the agonizing slowness of time creeping by. But you do have a mind, and a rather stubborn one at that, because it still hasn't given out on you. In a black and timeless stretch of void like any other, it suddenly happens. Against all odds, the glass gives way against your touch. Your prison falls apart, shards scattering across the metal floor, and the rush of water escaping carries you with it. You hit the ground with a wet slap. Hair splayed around you like an angel's wings. You try to push yourself up, but your arms feel like jelly. Your whole body tingles like static, as if every muscle has fallen asleep at once. The sensation does not subside, no matter how long you wait. You swallow a thick lump, shaking as you try again, slow at first, easing yourself into the motion. It doesn't take long for it to become obvious that this isn't working. Your body can't move. Everything feels so heavy, and you are so fragile and weak. The world refuses to cooperate with you. Time inches by. You assume it does, anyway. It's not like you can actually tell. The stale air and the darkness press down on you. The only light, a faint glow emanating from your own bioluminescence. Of course, why are you even surprised? You've known all along. You're a jellyfish. How does a jellyfish hope to move outside of water? Your body may still look like that of a human on the outside, but your insides, who knows what state they're in? Do you even still have muscles? Bones? You must, but you have no idea whether they're still recognizable as human anatomy. But then, why can you still breathe? You still have lungs. They still function. So why doesn't the rest of you? You've traded one prison for another. You aren't sure which is worse. Trapped in a small glass case floating in stasis, or lying prone in an open space, freedom at your fingertips, yet impossible to grasp. You won't starve to death. You would have long ago if that were possible. The bastards didn't even give you the option to asphyxiate. Your fingers are numb. Your hand shakes as you desperately try to grip the shard of glass. It digs into your skin, and something that might be blood oozes from your palm, but you feel nothing. Briefly, you think that you should feel some sort of dread, or anguish, or even simply relief, as you stab the shard into your throat and drag the glass across your neck. Vaguely, you can feel something hard pressing into you, touching up against the flesh. But the pain is absent. You can't bring yourself to care. You aren't sure how long you lay there, clear blood seeping from your body, melting into the puddle of still salt water on the floor, before you realize that your consciousness is not fading. A painless death does not creep up to embrace you. By the time you think to feel the wound on your neck, it's already closed up. It could be seconds, or it could be hours before the laugh escapes you, wet, strangled, almost like a cough. Of course, there's no escape. You don't know why you're even surprised. You couldn't drown, you couldn't starve. You can't asphyxiate, you can't even bleed out. They couldn't even grant you the freedom of death. Well, I guess we'll wait. We'll wait some more. Still waiting. Lights and colors swirl in the air around you, even when you close your eyes. Chatter swims in the next room, always muffled, always distant enough that you can't make out their words. Sometimes it's people talking, sometimes it almost sounds like birdsong, sometimes it's screaming, incoherent and ear-piercing. You can never tell if it's just in your head, or if it's coming from you. You've stabbed yourself so many times. The glass is not strong enough to break through your skull, though. You cannot destroy the source of your life, your thoughts. You cannot escape. You wait and wait, and you pray that eventually your mind will simply shut down from the endless, monotonous nothing. It never does. And then one day the building collapses under the pressure of the ocean, and it floods. And just like that, it's over. You can move. You can leave. But you never really did. In your dreams, you're still here, immobile on the floor, limp and helpless, abandoned. The colors still swim in your vision. The voices still mutter just on the edge of earshot. Sometimes you aren't sure how much of what you call your life is real. Sometimes it gets a little cold, too, and you can remember the metal floor pressed up against you, and all you can do is claw at your neck until the feeling fades. Muse. Something is calling out to you. Okay, I assume this is where we're possibly going to get an ending. Follow the sound. Move away from the sound. Sure, why not? A voice, bright and glaring, pierces through the dark. It's blinding. You can't bear to drift too close. The contrast to the darkness you know is just too much. You are made for the faint and dismal glow of the abyss, the crushing cold, the endless silence. You can make your own light. You do not need the sun. Maybe the sunlight was never there to begin with. Maybe it was another vision from your own mind, tormenting you as you lay prone, unmoving. Yes, that warmth, that light, was nothing more than an illusion. Even if it were real, it would only be a temporary solace before you were left alone in the darkness again. If you can't tell what's real, then is anything. Does it make a difference if you're drifting in the sea or lying on the metal floor forever? You slip between the sheets of your hospital bed and wait for the doctor to press the needle into your veins again. Just one more dose should do it. Just one more time, they say, again and again, and you'll let them every time. Because what other choice do you have? You're already in too deep. You're already at the bottom of the sea. Maybe you always were. If you can't remember the past, did it ever really matter? You will die and be reborn 1,000 times. You will revert back into yourself again and again, an endless genesis. Title drop. If you are always looping, if the beginning and the end are the same thing, then does any of it mean anything? Bad end. That's really sad. I actually, while Muse was... God. During some of those memories, I was definitely kind of on the edge of tears, and I still am. Poor Muse. Alright. Follow the sound. Muse. A familiar voice calls out to you, warm and bright like the water at the surface of the ocean, comforting and welcoming. You approach it slowly, almost hesitantly, before you're pulled into its embrace. Muse? Muse, are you okay? You were wandering around, staring into space again. You... Where were you? Huh? I was just looking for some food. Why didn't you wake me up? Why didn't you say something? I was... You were scared. You were so scared. You've come to rely on Lamna's presence to help you remember what's real, to pull you from the dreams you find yourself wandering through. You never realized just how much you depend on him, how much comfort his presence brings you. He was the first person to look at you with such brightness in his eyes, sparkling like sunlight on the water. The first person to stay by your side, even when you didn't know where you were going. This is why you were so reluctant to let him follow you around, because you were scared of the day you would turn around and find he wasn't there anymore. Muse, oh, Muse, I'm sorry. Please don't cry. It's okay. I'm right here. I'm sorry for not waking you. I wasn't thinking. what if I'd wandered off and you hadn't been able to find me? You'd be alone again, wandering aimlessly in this endless sea. I won't lose you that easily. I'm sorry, Muse. I didn't mean to scare you. But I promise I won't leave without saying something like that again. I won't abandon you. You can't get rid of me that easily. It feels so strange to have someone's arms around you, to feel the sensation of another person's skin against yours. Lamna's skin is smooth in one direction, but rough in the other, scratching you when the currents cause him to shift. You've always been hesitant to touch Lamna, scared you might poison him without meaning to. You're always so scared of hurting him, of something happening that will leave you alone again. For all the effort you make to keep your distance from others, you've really only managed to fool yourself. You don't want to be alone, but you're more scared of having something and losing it than never having it at all. Muse, are you okay? Sorry. I don't know what came over me. Liar. It's okay if I do something that upsets you. You can get mad at me, and I'll just make sure to do better next time. It's pretty rare you get upset or ask anything of me, so I don't really mind it. Is that mean? It's not like I like to see you get upset. It just feels a little nice, I guess, to know that you worry about me. Of course I worry about you. I suppose I don't show it very much, but I wouldn't still be traveling with you if I didn't want to be. Lamna wiggles happily. He butts his head against your chest, nuzzling into you. You feel relief at his touch, comforted by the contact. Hesitantly, you pat his head. He seems content with that. Did you manage to find any food? Oh yeah, I caught some fish. I was bringing what was left for you. You know that your time with Lamna can't last forever, but you can at least hold on to it while it does last, so that when it does end, you'll have something precious to look back on and hold on to until you finally reach your own end. That was so sweet. Oh my gosh. Before I ramble on, I just want to thank my channel members real quick. Thank you so much to my channel members for your support. Not only does it help me, it helps the channel grow and the videos keep coming. I truly appreciate it. And I appreciate you sticking with me even though I have been very slow. Wow. Well, firstly, I have to wonder if this actually is connected to Bug Bites, to the other worlds in Bug Bites games with the humanoid bugs and birds and all that. Or if this is its own thing, and I can always ask them actually, to be honest. But, you know, I still wonder. I loved the setting. Not only do I find the sea very eerie, but going through Muse's memories and their kind of disconnect with life and reality for good reason made it so much creepier. It was not like, obviously, the most creepy game. It didn't have any jump scares or anything, but it was just so unsettling. And the idea of them being an experiment and becoming a jellyfish like this is creepy. But then I have to wonder, are mer people a thing originally in this, or were they also experiments after whatever was done to Muse happened to other people? But yeah, I really liked it. I wouldn't mind seeing this world expanded upon if it is separate from the other ones. I wouldn't mind seeing more of these characters at some point in some way, maybe as a cameo, maybe as main characters, but they were so sweet. I'm trying not to cry. I am a little... I am kind of... It was heart-wrenching. But, yeah, before I ramble on too long, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did like it, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more of me, please subscribe. And I hope to see you all next time, whenever that might be. Bye.